Here we see how we have to create an event. First of all, we have to go on Event, Control Event, Groups and Run, Insertion. In case we have already other event in the database, we need to press plus and start creating the new one. We type the name of the event demo, date of beginning of the event, and date of finish is not important for the timekeeping, but it's important just to give an order in the tree of the event that we have in here in the left. Track name is important because it will appear on the printing, and most of all it is important because it gives us the possibility to calculate the average speed of the rider. In case you do not have the requested track here already in the menu, you can press edit and add a new one. See, plus track test. Here we put the length 1.7 or 1.756. Then we choose the unit, kilometers or miles, and then here only in case we have sector times, so we have split the track, we put the distance of the sector. When we are finished, we just save with this button here, we update, we close it, we come back here, and we found our track created. Starting grid. In case of motocross races or races where the start are all in the same line, we select this one. Otherwise, you can choose your correct grid. This is 2 with the starting on the right, and the starting on the left, and the other one. In case we have already created other event, we can import racer from the previous event, maintain the assignment transponder or not, and also import groups and run to create an exactly similar event. After that, here we can choose the event from where we want to import the run. Otherwise, we create in this case, we create the event by ourselves. After setting this first page, we go on the report template, where we have the possibility to select the banner to put on the printing at the top and at the bottom of the page. Just double-clicking here, it opens the folder banner where you have previously put your selected banner for the sponsor. For example, this one and this one for the footer. Then we have 5 different kind of report. We have a report for the verified racer, and here we can choose. Then we have a report for the for printing the registered racer in a single run. For the qualifying result, for the race result, and for the overall result. Here we have 5 different rows where you can put information about the race. Here it is suggested the race director, the clerks of the court, the chief timekeeper, but you can do whatever you want because you can delete and type whatever you need and you want. After that, we can save, and the first part of our event is done. At this point, we need to create the groups and the run. Groups are normally selected according to the class you are scoring. For example, in a motocross race, you select the class 250 or 450, or if you call MX1 or MX2, you simply go here with the right button and you insert a group. You have a presentation sequence just in order to have the same reason as before, to have an order for you for the scoring. If you put 10, Then we put MX1. The bottom part is if you want to use the program in automatic mode. What it means that we have the possibility to tell the software to create automatically the qualifying and the final according to the result. Otherwise, if we do not want to work in automatic mode, we can avoid to fill this field. Now we see, for example, if we have a qualifying, the number of racers means how many riders can go together in the track. For example, we have 40 riders maximum. Number of riders is how many times the same rider will go enter the track. For example, with one. Then here we have qualifying, but we can change the name, or it is a time practice. And if this is done by laps, by time, or by time plus laps, normally it's minutes, and we put 10 minutes. Then we have to select a point scheme. It is mandatory for the software, to always have a point scheme. In case we do not have any point to assign, we can easily select 0, so no points will be assigned. After this, we have to go for the final. For example, if we say, let's say we have 80 riders and we have only 40 riders per session, so we will have the final A with 40 riders. And here again, we have number of riders, 1 or 2, with the race name, and always the minutes plus 2 laps, 10, 15 minutes, and in this case, this point scheme. For the final B, other 40 riders, number of trials 2, always minutes plus 2 laps, and maybe only 10 minutes, and this other point scheme. After this is done, we can save, close, and here we have our group. Inside the group, we now create the run. We can create rhyme free practice, the start date, the time. Remember, this is not mandatory and is not important for the timekeeping. You can put the time and then you can score the race at another time, but it's always only just to give you an order here in the tree for her to have the correct order of the race. If it is a qualification or finals, if it is a timed session or a race or a single race when you have only one racer per time. Let's see now we have test is based on best lap. Pre-start, what this means? This is particularly situation that have in our software. Several times happens in motocross races to have free practice and time practice together. So, for example, you have 10 minutes of free practice and then start immediately the time practice. If you put pre-start duration 10, the software will add this 10 minutes of free practice where it will appear the timing, but not update the classification. The start procedure on green flag. Minimum lap time is important just to avoid a cut of the track, and mostly if a bike stop over the loop and goes forward and backward, and you have several scans. In this case, the program will automatically delete the uncorrected scan. We suggest normally that if we have a lap time of 2 minutes, we put a minimum time of 100 seconds, so we have the possibility not to delete a correct lap time. First passing is normally during the time session when they start on over the loop. It is do not count lap and time, but we have, according to the situation of the track, we have count lap with lap time at 0 or count lap time from green flag. Auto finish. If we leave here, do not use auto finish, the program will go on working and calculating results until you don't stop it manually. Otherwise, you can choose to select auto finish based on time or on laps in case of time, and we say that after 10 minutes there will be the checkered flag. qualification, you can choose if you have a qualification requirement, minimum percentage of best lap and other. And the same is for the assignment of points, because there are two separated fields. You can have no qualification requirement here, but also you have a qualification requirement to assign point to the riders. Point, you select the point scheme from here, and then here you have the possibility to separate the points. This means that if I have several different classes in the same run and I want to separate it by points, I select the field that I want to separate, for example, class, and then I will select here the value of the class and the correct point. In this case, none, and we have finished preparing our run. If we go here, we have the run free practice. When the run is done, you right-click it and timekeeping of the run, and you are ready to start timekeeping. In this case, you see I have no reader connected to my computer, and he recognizes it and he advised me so I can check if it is correct or if there is something wrong in my connection. Now, if I press the pre-start flag, the time will go on counting and I'm ready for scoring my race.